To Democracy 2016, Ohio voters finally getting their say today. It's a decisive primary with big prizes for presidential candidates.
All of the controversy over the election just made me more motivated to vote for in the primary.
A number of emotions too: anger, disgust, and resolve. Just some of the emotions the voters tell us that they are feeling as they head to the polls.
We've seen in recent weeks how heated campaign rallies can become. Tonight we have team coverage of Democracy 2016. Our Evan Millward is following John Kasich's campaign near Cleveland, Ohio. Tom McKee is tracking turnout at the polls. But first, we begin with Jay Warren with the mood of the voters. Jay?
Well, Carol, it's all a matter of perspective. Of course, as you know, you can't paint every electorate with just one brush. We found clear anti-establishment anger on both sides of the political spectrum. And then there was that quiet determination from others wanting to make sure that their voices are heard too. Our first stop today was in Bond Hill at St. Aloysius, where we caught a handful of voters choosing their candidates and then sending their votes off to be counted. Among the voters was Annie Pearl Abernathy, who said she felt her vote today was an extremely important one.
I felt that this was very important and that as many people that can should come in and vote today, and definitely for the president.
Everett Rucker said that he's worried about ideological extremism.
We have some people with some extreme political views that people are following that is going to send the country in a downward spin. We must make certain that we make the most beneficial decision for the common good of all.
And while many might agree with that sentiment, not everyone can agree on how to do it. These Fairfield Township voters were at the Butler County Board of Elections casting their ballots. The crowd was more conservative, but not everyone here spoke with the same voice. Are you angry?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
What are you angry about?
I'm angry that the country is weaker than it used to be. I'm angry that we've had a bad president, and I want that to change.
But while others want to see a change in direction, they see the anger and cringe. Diane Cobo says she was depressed voting today.
It's a sad state of affairs, so I think sad and worried and hoping that the people in this country will wake up.
And so the after-work voting is picking up here at the Butler County Board of Elections, and in just a couple of hours we're going to see which emotions won out today. Jay Warren, not on your side, Fairfield Township.
Jay, thank you for the latest there. And thousands, though, meanwhile, headed to Hamilton County polls to cast ballots in this presidential primary. But did technical issues curse the polls like they did back in November? Remember that? 9 on your side's Tom McKee is live with how the Board of Elections prevented another Election Day mess today. Tom?
Well, I just checked a couple of seconds ago, and I was told 125,000 people so far have cast their ballots in person, the majority of those Republican. Of course, changes in the e-poll books and the e-poll books training have made it a lot smoother to get voters in and out of the polls very, very quickly. Of course, we checked polls in Anderson Township, Bond Hill, College Hill, and West Price Hill, and the story was the same. Few problems and not much to do for 116 troubleshooters ready and willing to get on the job. Last fall, 10,000 voter names were left out of the e-poll books, and not everyone knew how to use that equipment. But that is not the case this time.
First of all, it's not everybody's first experience with the new equipment, with the e-poll books. Secondly, we've overcome the problem with what was programmed or not programmed into the system the last time. All of that has been corrected.
We redoubled our efforts on training. We learned a lot of lessons from rolling these out the first time, and we're hoping that those problems are behind us. We're seeing really no major problems. You just see minor things in every election.
Another change was 2-hour meetings on Monday night for the poll workers, and they began their morning a half hour earlier than normal to check and double check the equipment. Of course, a smooth election now is hopefully going to be a forerunner of the presidential election in the fall because, of course, Ohio is going to be in the national spotlight through it all. Coming up new on 9 on Your Side at 6, I'm going to have poll worker reactions and also reactions from some of those troubleshooters about what kind of day they had. Tom McKee, 9 on Your Side, live in Walnut Hills.
Tom, thank you. Well, it is the pivotal moment for the Ohio governor, John Kasich. 9 on your side's Evan Millward is live near Cleveland, where Kasich will hear the results this evening. He has the governor's reaction to actually seeing his name on the ballot today. Evan?
Well, Carol, if tonight is a battle between Donald Trump and John Kasich, Ohio's the battleground, and walk with us. I want to take you inside the war room, as it is, so to speak, being set up here in Berea on the campus of Baldwin-Wallace. This is important because Governor Kasich has said that if he doesn't win here in Ohio tonight, he may drop out of the race entirely. Take a look at some video we have from earlier today where the governor was in Columbus voting this morning. He wouldn't address his toughest opponent, Donald Trump. He did say he didn't want to do it because he didn't want to ruin his day. He seemed almost in awe of the fact that he had just voted for himself for president. Now, depending on what poll you look at, and they're all different, Donald Trump and John Kasich are neck and neck. The latest Quinnipiac poll has them tied at 38%, but yet another Real Politics has them literally tied a little bit in favor of Kasich. The two couldn't be running more different campaigns. That's something the governor also alluded to at the polls this morning.
You know, attention and success can be very, very dangerous if it's not handled the right way. And so I try to check myself all the time to make sure that I'm handling it the right way, which is to be appreciative of the opportunity.
All right, so if this is a battle, there's got to be a good ground game, right? We just got some brand new information about the ground game from both Kasich's campaign and the super PAC that is supporting him. I'm going to break down that strategy for you when we come up next at 6. Until then, we are live with the Kasich campaign in Berea. I'm Evan Millward, 9 on your side.
All right, Evan, thank you. And Donald Trump could crush two White House rivals with wins in Ohio and Florida if everything goes his way. Victories in both states could whittle the Republican race down to a two-man race with Ted Cruz.
Remember, voters in 5 states, including Ohio, go to the polls today. There are also primaries in Florida, Illinois, North Carolina, and Missouri. Hundreds of delegates at stake. On the Democratic side, the two candidates spent the day in different states. Hillary Clinton campaigned in North Carolina. Bernie Sanders was in Illinois.
All right, remember, there is still time to vote today. Polls in Ohio will stay open until 7:30. If you have any of those last-minute questions on where to vote, we have the info at WCPO.com. We have a complete list of all the information. You have where to vote, the issues that are on the ballot out there. Every question you might have, it is on the front page, the homepage of WCPO.com. Just head over there and start clicking away to get those questions answered before you head to the polls. And also stay with 9 on your side for those primary election results as they roll in. We, of course, will be on air for a full hour starting at 7 o'clock. And join myself and Tanya O'Rourke for a live Facebook chat as well on 9 on your side Facebook page starting at 10 o'clock. We're also going to be sharing results as they're coming in and what they mean for you here in the Tri-State. Get a full wrap-up tonight as well on 9 on your side at 11.